Greetings. On April 8th, 2026, the world exhaled for about 10 minutes. Headlines flashed that the US, Israel, and Iran had agreed to a fragile 2-week ceasefire. But as we stand here today, that deal looks less like a resolution and more like a tactical pause in a war that has no off-ramp. While diplomats in Islamabad and Geneva talk about peace, the reality on the ground is a burning bridge in South Lebanon and a Yuan ultimatum in the Persian Gulf. Today, we're looking at why a true US-Iran ceasefire isn't just difficult, it's structurally impossible. Part 1. The Lebanon Paradox. The first reason for the deadlock is simple: geography. While Washington and Tehran might negotiate over Iranian soil, Israel has made its position crystal clear. A ceasefire in Iran does not mean a ceasefire in Lebanon. According to reports from Human Rights Watch and the Associated Press, as of April 9th, Israeli forces have systematically dismantled the bridges over the Litani River, including the vital Kazmia Bridge. These strikes aim to sever Hezbollah's lifeline, but they also shatter the logic of any regional truce. For Iran, Hezbollah is its forward defense. If Israel continues to decimate Lebanon's infrastructure to neutralize Hezbollah, Iran cannot and will not stand down. To Tehran, a ceasefire that leaves its primary proxy exposed is a surrender, not a peace deal. Part 2. The terms of deadlock. This isn't just a disagreement, it's two different realities. Iran's 10-point plan, recently discussed by Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, demands a total withdrawal of U.S. combat forces from the Middle East and the immediate lifting of all sanctions. To the U.S., that's a non-starter that hands the region to Tehran on a silver platter. On the flip side, the PBS NewsHour recently highlighted a major sticking point: uranium. The U.S. insists Iran dig up its enriched uranium, while Farsi language reports suggest Tehran won't budge on its nuclear insurance policy. When one side demands an exit and the other demands a total surrender of sovereignty, the ceasefire becomes a rhetorical weapon rather than a workable document. Part 3. The global chessboard. We also have to look at the silent winners. China and Russia aren't just bystanders, they are the wind in Iran's sails. As noted by Think China and the Middle East Institute, Beijing provides the technological patronage, Beidou satellite access, and dual-use chips that keeps Iran's drone and missile industry humming despite sanctions. For Russia, a U.S. stuck in a Middle Eastern quagmire is a U.S. that can't focus on Eastern Europe. Meanwhile, the Gulf nations, Saudi Arabia and the UAE, are in a strategic dilemma. They've spent decades under the U.S. security umbrella, but as the conflict hits $900 million a day in U.S. military spending, they are starting to distance themselves. They're not pushing for a ceasefire to help Washington. They're looking for a way to survive the fallout if Washington fails. Part 4. The petrodollar and the yuan ultimatum. This brings us to the existential threat, the petrodollar. For 50 years, U.S. hegemony has relied on oil being traded in dollars, but in March 2026, the game changed. Iran has leveraged its control over the Strait of Hormuz to issue what analysts call the yuan ultimatum, demanding that oil transits be settled in Chinese currency. If the U.S. accepts a ceasefire that leaves Iran in control of the strait under these terms, it effectively signs the death warrant of the dollar's global dominance. As Small Wars Journal puts it, the real casualty of this war might not be a regime in Tehran, but the unquestioned supremacy of the American financial order. Part 5. Mosaic Defense. Why the IRGC won't break. Enter the IRGC's Mosaic Defense. Unlike a traditional military, the IRGC is built to be decapitation-proof. As Al Jazeera detailed in their fourth successor report, the doctrine fragments the military into decentralized, semi-independent regional cells. Even if senior commanders, like the recently lost Ali Reza Tangsiri, are killed, these Mosaic units have the autonomy to keep fighting. This means there is no head to cut off. You can't force a ceasefire on a force that is designed to function as 1,000 independent fires. Conclusion. At the end of the day, a ceasefire isn't just about stopping the shooting, it's about a balance of power. And right now, between the threat to the petrodollar, the resilience of the Mosaic defense, and the ongoing fire in Lebanon, that balance doesn't exist. We aren't looking at the end of a war, we're looking at the birth of a new multipolar reality. Okay guys, so that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and if you did find that video informative, don't forget to drop a like. And all the views expressed in the video are from our analysis, so if you disagree with our views, it's completely fine. Do feel free to drop a comment down below and let us know what you think.